Welcome to Hania English Podcast. Today we're diving into, get this, Fluent English by Barbara Rafe-Snyder.
Oh, yeah. I know that one.
A must-read for anyone, really, wanting to master English fluency and personal growth.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we'll break down each chapter, hitting those key ideas the author lays out, all while keeping things fun and engaging.
Sure.
Think of it as a guided tour through the book's wisdom.
I like that.
Yeah. So what I find fascinating about this book is that it goes beyond just grammar and vocabulary.
Right.
It delves into the nuances of like daily conversation, those little cultural quirks that make American English, unique.
I see.
Yeah. It's like having a native speaker whisper all the secrets to you.
Okay. So chapter 1 jumps right into the deep end with greetings and small talk.
Okay.
Which, let's be honest, can be tricky in any language.
Yeah, for sure.
The author emphasizes phrasal verbs here.
Oh, okay.
Especially those tricky ones using pick up, pick out, pick over. Why are those so important for sounding fluent? Like a natural speaker.
Well, it's all about, idiomatic expressions, those phrases that don't translate literally.
Right.
So
yeah.
mastering them is like a huge key to fluency.
Okay.
Yeah, and the book uses pick to highlight how one verb can have like multiple meanings depending on the preposition attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
For example, pick up can mean to lift something, to learn something, or even to meet someone casually.
Wow.
That's a lot packed into one little verb.
Yeah, for sure.
And it makes total sense. Now that you mention it, these phrasal verbs are everywhere in everyday speech.
The book also dives into the cultural side of greetings.
Okay.
Did you know Americans often prefer informal greetings, even in settings where, you might expect something more formal?
Oh, really?
It's true. Think hi or hey, even in professional settings.
Wow.
The why do they do that section explains this perfectly. Americans value efficiency and directness. Extended small talk isn't always their thing. So for you, that means skip the formalities and get straight to the point.
Okay.
That's a game changer.
Yeah, that's a huge help.
Especially for anyone who, like me, tends to overthink greetings.
Right. So let's sprinkle in some vocab from this chapter.
Sure.
We've got appointed, meaning furnished or equipped, like a well-appointed apartment.
Okay.
Beckon is a good one, too. It means to signal someone to come closer, almost like an invitation.
Okay.
Then we have cuisine to describe a style of cooking.
Right.
You might say, Italian cuisine is my favorite.
Makes sense.
And let's not forget dazzling, meaning brilliantly impressive, like a dazzling sunset or a dazzling performance.
Okay, moving on to chapter 2, we get into the simple present tense. The author breaks it down simply explaining how to form sentences like, he walks to work, or she doesn't drive. It's a back-to-basics approach that's super helpful.
Yeah.
What I appreciate is how she focuses on those pesky sendings for third-person singular verbs. It's a small detail, but it trips up so many learners.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
She provides crystal clear explanations, leaving no room for confusion.
Yeah, and the best part, she connects these grammar concepts to real-life scenarios.
Oh, right.
There's an example dialogue about hotel amenities.
Okay.
Things like a pool or a gym that make your stay more comfortable.
Sure.
Speaking of which, that's another great vocab word.
Right, and the vocab just keeps flowing in this chapter.
Yeah.
We've got spacious, meaning having a lot of room. So you could describe a hotel room as spacious and well-appointed.
I like that.
Then there's panoramic, which means a wide, unbroken view.
Okay.
Imagine waking up in a hotel room with a panoramic view of the ocean. Breathtaking. Right?
Oh, yeah.
And how about savor, which means to enjoy something slowly and thoroughly.
Okay.
Think of savoring a delicious meal or a beautiful sunset.
Mm.
And lastly, we have nightlife, meaning the entertainment and activities available in the evening. If you're a night owl, you might say, I love exploring the city's vibrant nightlife.
That's a good one.
Now, Chapter 3 takes us into the world of job hunting in the U.S.
Okay.
The author doesn't just throw you in the deep end.
Mm-hmm.
She equips you with the language tools to navigate this, sometimes intimidating process.
Right.
We dive into the past tense here with a focus on the simple past and the past habitual using used to.
Okay.
The past habitual is fascinating because it lets you talk about actions that happened repeatedly in the past but don't happen anymore.
I see.
For example, I used to work as a teacher, but now I'm a writer.
Oh, that's a good one.
The book also delves into the cultural side of American job interviews, highlighting those unspoken rules that can make or break your chances.
Oh, okay, like what?
Think firm handshakes, direct eye contact, and being prepared to talk about your strengths and weaknesses. It's not just about what you say, but how you say it. Americans value confidence and direct communication, especially in professional settings. So true. Okay, and let's not forget the vocab.
Right.
Background here refers to your work history and experience.
Okay.
You might say, my background is in marketing. Then we have candidate, the person applying for the job, and deadline, which is the final date for submitting your application.
Oh, right.
Headhunter is a fun one. It refers to a person who finds people for jobs, often for high-level positions.
Right.
And finally, we have liaison, a person who connects or coordinates between different groups.
Okay, so Chapter 4 tackles finances.
Okay.
No matter where you are in the world, understanding banking and money is, well, crucial.
Yeah.
The author breaks down the differences between banks and credit unions, which can be confusing even for native English speakers.
True.
She really emphasizes that a credit union is member-owned, which can lead to, better rates and a more personal experience.
Interesting.
We also delve deeper into grammar here.
Okay.
Exploring the present continuous and simple present tenses and how they can both be used to express future events.
It's all about context and subtle differences in meaning.
Yeah.
For example, I'm going to the bank tomorrow implies a planned action.
Okay.
While the bank opens at 9:00 a.m. refers to a scheduled event.
I see.
And of course, we have more vocabulary to add to our arsenal.
Always good.
Account is a basic one referring to your record of financial transactions at a bank or credit union. Dividend is a share of profits paid to shareholders or members of a credit union.
Oh.
Surcharge is an additional fee or charge added to the base price.
Right.
Assets are your possessions or property that have value. And finally, we have balance, which refers to the amount of money in your account.
Now, Chapter 5 throws us headfirst into the world of shopping.
How fun.
Specifically, the American shopping experience.
Okay.
We're talking department stores, online retailers, and even the cultural significance of consumerism in the U.S.
Interesting.
It's fascinating how the author analyzes the American obsession with brands and bargain hunting. She even touches on buyer's remorse.
Oh, yeah.
That sinking feeling of regret after a splurge purchase.
Definitely been there.
This chapter is a goldmine of vocabulary.
Let's hear it.
We have brand name, referring to a well-known and often more expensive product.
Okay.
Bulk means buying in large quantities, often to save money. Clearance signifies items sold at a reduced price to clear out inventory.
Right.
And then there are coupons.
Oh, I love those.
Those little pieces of paper or digital codes that offer discounts on products.
Yeah.
And rebate, which is a partial refund you receive after making a purchase.
Okay.
Chapter 6 shifts gears to transportation in the U.S. We explore everything from cars and buses to trains and planes, with a special focus on the cultural importance of cars for Americans.
Interesting.
It's interesting how car ownership is often seen as a symbol of freedom and independence in American culture.
Right.
We also dive into grammar again.
Sure.
Specifically modals of necessity like must, have to, and have got to. The book breaks down the subtle differences in how these modals convey varying degrees of obligation. For example, I must finish this report today implies a stronger obligation than I have to finish this report today.
Oh, okay.
And we have some vocabulary that's crucial for anyone driving in the U.S. Pullover means to move your vehicle to the side of the road.
Okay.
You might hear a police officer say, "Sir, please pull over."
Right.
A citation is a written notice for violating a traffic law. And often comes with a fine, a sum of money you have to pay as a penalty.
Gotcha.
Then we have felony, which is a serious crime.
Okay.
And infraction, which is a minor violation.
Okay.
Our Chapter 7 takes a nostalgic turn and explores the world of mail letters, envelopes, postage stamps, the whole shebang.
Oh, wow.
It's fascinating to see how the author contrasts traditional mail with the digital age and the rise of email.
Right.
It's a reminder of how communication has evolved over time.
Absolutely.
And even in today's digital world, there are still times when you need to send or receive physical mail.
Yeah.
This chapter equips you with the vocabulary to navigate that world. Addressee refers to the person you're sending the mail to. Bulk mail is a large volume of mail sent at a reduced rate.
Right.
Certified mail requires a signature upon delivery, providing proof that the mail was received.
Okay.
Forward means to redirect mail to a different address. And postmark is the official mark stamped on a letter, indicating the date and place it was mailed.
Okay.
Now, Chapter 8 can seem a bit daunting at first. It explores the American legal system, breaking down complex legal concepts into bite-sized pieces.
Okay.
The author explains the difference between a felony, a serious crime that can result in imprisonment for more than a year, and a misdemeanor, which is a less serious offense.
Right.
And she also highlights how laws and regulations, from traffic laws to environmental protections, shape American society. It's about understanding your rights and responsibilities as a citizen.
So, we encounter some essential legal vocabulary here.
Sure.
A subpoena is a legal document that orders a person to appear in court to give testimony.
Okay.
Statute refers to a formal written law passed by a legislative body. Regulation is a rule or directive issued by a government agency to carry out the intent of a law.
I see.
Municipal relates to a city or town.
Okay.
And a peace officer is a law enforcement officer responsible for maintaining public order and safety.
Chapter 9 whisks away to a Hawaiian paradise.
Oh, nice.
Now, you might be thinking, what does Hawaii have to do with learning English?
Right.
Well, it's all about experiencing language in context.
I see.
The author uses the stunning backdrop of Hawaii to introduce tag questions and negative questions.
Oh, okay.
Tag questions are those little additions at the end of a statement that turn it into a question, seeking confirmation or agreement. For example, it's a beautiful day, isn't it?
Right, right.
And negative questions like, don't you like the beach?
Yeah.
Can be used to express surprise or disbelief.
The author cleverly uses the setting to introduce vocabulary related to nature and landscapes. We have bluff, a steep cliff or bank, and grotto, a small cave often near water.
Terrain refers to the physical features of a land area.
Right.
Lush describes vegetation that is dense, green, and thriving. And pristine signifies something that is perfectly clean, untouched, and in its original condition.
Okay.
Now hold on to your hats, because Chapter 10 takes us to an all-American baseball game.
Oh, fun.
It's not just about the sport, it's about understanding its cultural significance in the U.S.
Right.
Baseball is more than just a game. It's a national pastime woven into the fabric of American culture.
I see.
The author does a fantastic job of explaining the basic rules of baseball. So even if you've never seen a game, you can follow along. And of course, there's vocabulary specific to baseball. Outfield refers to the grassy area beyond the infield where outfielders catch fly balls.
Right.
A strike is a pitch that the batter swings at and misses. Or a pitch that the umpire calls a strike.
Okay.
An inning is one of the 9 periods of play in a baseball game.
Got it.
A pitcher is the player who throws the ball to the batter. And the umpire is the official who makes calls about the game.
Okay.
Chapter 11 takes us back in time to explore the fascinating history of the Internet.
The Internet. Oh, wow.
From its humble beginnings as a military communication network
Okay.
to its current status as a global phenomenon. The Internet has revolutionized the way we live, work, and interact.
It really has.
It's amazing to think about how much technology has advanced in such a short amount of time.
Yeah.
The author highlights key milestones, like the invention of the World Wide Web, which made the Internet accessible to the masses.
That's a big one.
This chapter also introduces a lot of technical vocabulary.
Sure.
But don't let that intimidate you. The author explains everything in simple terms.
Okay.
A node is a point of connection in a network. An interface is a point where two systems meet and interact.
Right.
A network is a group of interconnected computers or devices.
Okay.
A protocol is a set of rules that govern how data is transmitted over a network. And cyberspace refers to the virtual world of the Internet.
Okay, let's get political.
All right.
Chapter 12 dives headfirst into the world of American politics, which can be a minefield even for native English speakers.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The author breaks down the complexities of the two-party system, the electoral process, and different political ideologies.
Wow.
She explains the roles of the president, Congress, and the Supreme Court, providing a basic understanding of how the American government works. We learn about the two major political parties,
Okay.
the Democrats and the Republicans, and their differing viewpoints on key issues. It's a crash course in American civics, essential for understanding news, current events, and conversations about politics.
So true.
The vocabulary in this chapter is crucial for following political discussions.
Okay.
Administration refers to the government in power, headed by the president. Congress is the legislative body of the U.S. government, consisting of the Senate and the House of Representatives.
Right.
Conservatism is a political philosophy that emphasizes traditional values and limited government.
Okay.
Democracy is a system of government in which supreme power is vested in the people and exercised through a system of representation. And polls are surveys conducted to gauge public opinion on various issues.
Wow, we've covered a lot of ground already, haven't we?
We have, but there's still more to come.
Oh, okay. So stay tuned for part 2 of our deep dive into Fluent English.
We'll be back soon with more insights and vocabulary to help you master American English and culture.
Awesome. Excited to keep going.
Me too. Okay, so picking up where we left off, Chapter 13 tackles a big one. Buying a home.
Oh, yeah. That's a huge step.
Yeah, the author guides you through the whole process.
Okay.
From finding a property to, navigating the complexities of mortgages and closing the deal.
Right.
It's like having a personal real estate expert right by your side.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Demystifying all those complicated terms and processes.
The author breaks down concepts like appraisal.
Okay.
Which is the estimated value of a property. And closing costs. The fees associated with finalizing a real estate transaction.
She also explains the concept of a down payment.
Right.
The initial amount of money you pay up front when buying a home.
Okay.
And a mortgage. The loan you take out to cover the rest of the purchase price.
And let's not forget principal.
Right.
The original amount of the loan that you owe, not including interest.
It's a lot to grasp, but the book makes it surprisingly easy to understand.
Chapter 14 shifts our focus to education.
Okay.
And the American school system.
It's a must-read for anyone, really, considering studying in the U.S.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Or simply wanting to understand how American education works.
The author walks you through the different levels of education.
Okay.
From elementary school to college, highlighting the importance of education in American society.
Makes sense.
We learn about the roles of teachers, administrators, and school boards, getting a glimpse into the structure and dynamics of the American education system.
This chapter is packed with vocabulary.
Let's hear it.
Essential for navigating the world of academia curriculum refers to the courses offered by a school or institution.
Okay.
A dean is a senior administrative officer in a college or university. Enrollment refers to the number of students registered at a school.
Then we have semester.
Right.
One of the two main periods into which the academic year is divided into many schools and colleges.
Okay.
And tuition.
Oh, yes.
Those dreaded fees we pay for the privilege of learning.
Chapter 15 delves into the art of making friends and building relationships.
Oh, that's a good one.
A universal human need that transcends language barriers.
The author explores the American approach to socializing.
Okay.
Highlighting those subtle cultural norms and expectations that can sometimes be confusing for newcomers.
Right.
We learn about different types of relationships.
Okay.
From casual acquaintances to close-knit friendships. And how to navigate social situations in a way that feels natural and authentic.
This chapter is a goldmine of vocabulary for describing social dynamics.
Like what?
Acquaintances are people you know casually.
Right.
While congenial describes someone who is pleasant and agreeable. Fraternize means to associate with others in a friendly and sociable way.
Gotcha.
Sociable itself describes someone who enjoys spending time with others and readily engages in conversation.
Right.
And kindred refers to people who share similar interests, values, or experiences.
Yeah.
Those souls who just, click with you.
I like that. Now, Chapter 16 takes us into the fast-paced world of the American workplace.
Oh, okay.
Where understanding office culture, communication styles, and of course, jargon is essential for success.
The author offers valuable insights into how to thrive in this environment, emphasizing the importance of clear communication, teamwork, and professionalism. We get a crash course in office jargon, decoding those cryptic terms that often leave newcomers scratching their heads.
We learn about benefits.
Okay.
The perks and advantages offered by an employer in addition to salary.
Right.
The CEO is the chief executive officer, the highest ranking executive in a company.
Okay.
Cubicle refers to those small, often partitioned workspaces that are both loved and loathed by office workers.
Yeah, I know those well.
Layoff is a term we all dread. It signifies the temporary or permanent termination of employment, often due to economic factors.
Right.
And networking highlights the importance of building relationships with people in your field, which can lead to job opportunities and career advancement.
Chapter 17 is a feast for the senses as we dive into the world of food and dining.
Oh, nice.
Exploring the vast and diverse landscape of American cuisine.
From fast food to fine dining.
It's all there.
The author covers it all, tracing the evolution of American food culture and highlighting the influence of different regional specialties and immigrant communities.
Yeah, it's fascinating how diverse it is.
We learn about dining etiquette.
Those
unspoken rules that govern table manners and polite behavior in restaurants.
And of course, we expand our culinary vocabulary.
Okay, give me some examples.
Appetite refers to our desire for food.
Okay.
While cuisine describes the style of cooking or a country's characteristic food.
Gourmet signifies high-quality, sophisticated food, often prepared with elaborate techniques.
Yeah, and our palate refers to our sense of taste.
Okay.
And a portion is the amount of food served to one person.
So Chapter 18 reminds us that our health and well-being are our most valuable assets.
So true.
The author explores different exercise routines and healthy lifestyle choices, encouraging us to prioritize our physical and mental health.
We learn about various types of exercise, from heart-pumping cardio workouts to muscle-building strength training, and the importance of a balanced diet, stress management, and adequate sleep.
That's also important.
The vocabulary in this chapter is all about health and fitness.
Okay.
Aerobics are exercises that increase heart rate and improve cardiovascular health.
Right.
Anxiety refers to a feeling of worry, nervousness, or unease. Holistic describes an approach to health that considers the whole person, including physical, mental, and emotional well-being.
Oh, that's interesting.
Obese describes someone who is significantly overweight, which can lead to health problems.
Yeah.
And sedentary refers to a lifestyle that involves a lot of sitting and little physical activity.
Definitely something we want to avoid.
Absolutely. Chapter 19 tackles a topic we all hope we never have to deal with but should be prepared for. Emergencies.
Oh, right.
The author provides essential information on how to handle medical emergencies, from calling for help to communicating effectively with first responders.
We learn about different types of emergencies, from minor injuries to life-threatening situations and the appropriate responses, including basic first aid and CPR.
Right. Knowing what to do in those situations is so important.
It really is. This chapter arms you with the vocabulary you need to navigate these stressful situations.
Okay.
Paramedics are highly trained medical professionals who provide pre-hospital care.
Right.
A diagnosis is the identification of a medical condition, while treatment refers to the course of action taken to address a health problem.
Okay.
Symptoms are the physical or mental signs of an illness or injury.
Right.
And the emergency room is the department of a hospital that provides immediate care for patients with acute illnesses or injuries.
Chapter 20 delves into the often overlooked but crucial realm of nonverbal communication.
Oh, that's interesting.
Those subtle cues we send and receive through body language, facial expressions, and gestures.
The author explains the nuances of American body language and social etiquette.
Okay.
Highlighting how nonverbal cues can significantly impact our interactions.
Absolutely.
We learn about the importance of eye contact, facial expressions, posture, and personal space in conveying messages and building rapport.
Yeah, those can all make a big difference.
The author also cautions against misinterpreting nonverbal cues, especially in cross-cultural communication, where gestures and expressions can have different meanings.
So true.
This chapter is a fascinating reminder that communication goes far beyond words. It's a symphony of subtle signals that shape our understanding and connection with others.
And finally, we arrive at chapter 21, which is all about idioms.
Idioms.
Those colorful and often quirky expressions that add zest and personality to the English language.
Oh, yeah, those can be tricky.
Idioms can be tricky for language learners because their meanings are often figurative and not literal.
Right.
But mastering them is, well, a key to sounding more fluent and understanding the nuances of everyday conversations.
So what does the author have to say about them?
The author provides a comprehensive guide to common American idioms.
Okay.
Explaining their meanings, providing examples of how they're used in context, and even offering tips on how to remember them. It's like cracking a secret code to unlock a deeper level of understanding and fluency in English.
Wow, we've really explored the ins and outs of fluent English, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. It's amazing how much ground this book covers.
Yeah, from, like the nitty-gritty of grammar
Right.
to those subtle, cultural cues that can make all the difference in your interactions.
It's more than just a language learning tool. It's a guide to understanding the American mindset and way of life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like having a friendly and knowledgeable guide,
Yeah.
leading you through the maze of American English and culture.
What's remarkable is how the author manages to make even complex topics like the legal system or the nuances of nonverbal communication accessible and engaging.
Right. She has this knack for breaking things down into bite-sized pieces.
Yeah.
Without dumbing it down. You walk away feeling empowered, like you've unlocked some secret knowledge.
And let's not forget the emphasis on personal growth throughout the book.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
It's not just about speaking fluent English.
Right.
It's about becoming a more confident and effective communicator in all aspects of your life.
So true. So before we wrap up, let's leave our listeners with something to ponder.
Okay.
What aspect of American culture from fluent English surprised you the most? And how might you use that knowledge to enhance your interactions with English speakers?
That's a great question to reflect on.
Yeah.
Take some time to think about those aha moments you experienced while listening to this deep dive.
We hope this journey through fluent English has not only boosted your language skills, but also sparked a curiosity to learn more about American culture and its people.
Remember, language learning is a continuous journey.
It really is.
Embrace the challenges, have fun with it, and never stop exploring.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into fluent English.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
We'll see you next time for another exciting adventure in the world of language and culture.